Yes, the boohoo effect here. I'm just going to respond to Tracy's live. She does touch on me quite a bit, and I thought I'd just give my side of things since she's made it her business to judge me. Again, on my personal issues and exchanges with others. That has to do with Tracy. That's connected to her. So she feels the need to respond to me and judge me. As usual, I was expecting it. I was just waiting, abiding time for her to, interfere, because it really behooves Tracy to involve herself with me. I mean, it's her personal duty. So this live of hers is an hour and a half. I'm just going to skim through it. I briefly gone over it one time, and I'm not sure where the key spots are. I didn't mark anything. I'm just going to kind of find it, and so just bear with me. You can always fast forward and skim through my video as well.
Thankfully, there's a second bathroom without all the pervy shit, but this is feel awful, but it's just outrageous.
Okay, now this is just Tracy going through her hotel, showing the layout and her vacationing.
Just listen, some dirty, rotten, stinking, worthless bastard has been in the room and my weed has gone. I put my step counter on and I've walked thousands. Kiddo Chris, you call them lays, we call them walkers. Got all the original stuff that was used to dox his Frank Jardim, and he is Frank Jardim.
No, he's not Frank Jardim. All the variables point towards that he is not Frank Jardim. You just think he is. It's like cloud formation. You look up in the clouds and you're going to make it to be a particular shape, regardless of what people say, all right? There's nothing about that guy that resembles Agent 19. The voice doesn't match. Now, what's the trick on that one? I'm sure you guys will make that up.
We have everything. Are we still attached? Am I still good, guys? And then, I'm not able to go on holiday. Normally, I spend about 3K on holiday. But, let him crow on it. I laughed because somebody sent me a clip last night.
Nobody sent you anything. You are viewing the lives, the videos yourself. Now, if you need something that you perhaps missed, Trollop Rules will send it to you. But by and large, you are viewing it yourself. So stop with the, secret agent servant act. Nobody's serving you full time, giving you all this information.
Where he was still calling him Braden, even after all of this.
I'll tell you why they're calling me Braden. Because they're 100% convinced that I am Braden. And they made it habitual. It's muscle memory. Those are truly accidents, the slip of the tongue, because they believe I'm Braden. There's nothing I can do to change that. It's not my responsibility to constantly defend this person. It's more of Braden Landon's responsibility, in my opinion, because I did not choose this guy. I did not pick him out of the crowd and say he is me.
Called him Braden, and I just thought, you know what? They're all fucking insane. I don't need this. I
don't need it either. What those guys do on their end, Agent 19 and Katie, is their business. I'm not best buddies with them. I just made peace. I don't plan on arguing for eternity. I got better things to do with my life. I'm not that miserable in life. I enjoy my life. And if I can eliminate some distractions, I will choose to do that. To pick the better things in life, the more positive things. The things that generate endorphins, you know, that wonderful natural drug.
Have a much better life than this. My life is banging.
You don't need to tell everybody your life is banging. You just enjoy it. You know, if somebody is saying that your life's miserable, we'll tell them once and leave it be. If you keep talking about how wonderful your life is, people are going to start wondering if it really is. It's like the proverbial heterosexual man that always accuses others of being a homo. You start wondering about that person. Is he a homo? Does he have those tendencies? That's just an example.
I think I've proved everything that I need to prove. I'm going back in here now. So anything else happening? Am I missing anything? I've watched no videos. I watched a bit of Trollops earlier. And that was when I was sat in Hyde Park. I am so tired. It's fucking unbelievable. I don't think we lost anything. That's what I'm saying. I think we gained. And if you look at karma and how it's all going.
This has nothing to do with karma. There is no spiritual intervention that makes your life and your arguing with people on the internet that important for some God to be using his powers in your favor. Karma doesn't exist. Get over it. It's an invisible force that doesn't exist. You know, you are not being guided spiritually, all right? What you're doing is harassing a lot of people, and you can end this. But you're doing it under the pretense that everybody is stalking your kids. All right? The last time I seen your kids, your family being called out and being, you know, wrongfully stalked was what? 7 years ago?
All the people, it was funny. Remember Katie saying the Smileys might come back? And then Ern and Gam made themselves a smiley avatar. Malibu, I'm leaving here. And this shit me actually that it was in my change how I perceive something. But what I won't do is attack somebody who's done me a solid. No fucking way.
Yeah, and I've done you a solid. I've been there for you, Tracy, countless times. 10 plus years. And you make it a point to attack me regardless. You create a foundation to stand on and you go from there. You build from there. Every one of my exchanges that I was at odds with, you have joined up with the opposing side and attacked me. You're either trolling me alongside them or you are egging them on, gaslighting them to attack me. You know, you can't deny that in a way where, you know, you're going to make everybody believers of what you claim because you justify all of your attacks, trolling. There's people that's known you as long as I have. People that used to be your friends, Tracy, and they can attest to the same exact expressions that I'm claiming about you and your motives and actions.
No way could I turn on people that had been good to me or kind to me or had tried to help me. It's just fucking embarrassing, you know?
Now, Tracy here is referring to how I was disloyal to Trollope Rules because, you know, he's done all this work on this video, piecing all these clips together. You see, that's an attempt to get inside my head. It's a psychological attempt to control my thinking so I will feel like I owe them something, that I am guilty of what I have done because I have wronged Tracy's minions, Trollope Rules. That's a control tactic. But, you know, Tracy, you talk about loyalty and how you would never, ever attack somebody that's done you good. You have attacked me. Every one of my exchanges, you gotten involved somehow, some way. Doug McGuire, you know, during the days of Google Plus, you've involved yourself. You inserted yourself. You always talk about, you know, how this person's not relevant, that person is not relevant. Well, that's exactly what you're doing. You're making yourself be relevant when you should be irrelevant. Doug McGuire called me a pedo, and you got involved in that. You started playing the psychological games, complimenting Doug, saying how good looking he is, all to get inside my head. Your whole shtick is to try to make me feel like crap, to feel jealous. You love mind games. All right? You get what? Your principles from the art of war, warped principles that you use on human beings. That's not nice. You treat human beings like crap that has been good to you. Psychological games. You would treat a snail better than a human being. You got your priorities all screwed up. You are not a very good person. You're not a nice person when you do those things. That makes you a rotten person. Your history attests. I don't expect people to believe what I claim, in which I know it's the truth, but your history attests. You got involved in every one of my exchanges, and now you're supporting your little minions when they have kicked off first. It started off, what's his face? Laugh now, cry later. He was trying to push that Frank dox on me. I've been through this years ago before. I've already investigated it for myself, and he got upset. And he goes on Night Saber's video, trolling me, calling me a convicted felon, saying that I'm Professor Doom. And he said, interesting. That one word was enough. Because he's basically giving Night Sabers the benefit of the doubt that I might be a convicted felon. That merits a reaction. It certainly would with you. I know it would. And that's how it kicked off. You're siding with your little minions. Because I'm now distant from your little group, and I have no use for you right now in your mind, and you're going to punish me. You're going to express your anger, your displeasure, because of your lack of control over me, of what I can do for you, to please you. And like I said, a lot of people that was once your friend can attest and agree with what I'm saying right now. Absolutely. I was at odds with James D. James D was going around, like a little drama queen, saying I'm jealous of him, making little comments, to get under my skin. And I already know how James D operates, when he was exchanging with Agent 19. And you got involved in that. You went over James D thread right after I kicked off with James D and finally responded through a couple of comments on his page. You went over there and said you support him. That you have nothing to do with this. That you are our friend. Again, going against me. Because at that time, you were no doubt upset because I was distant from you, and I am no longer of use to you as a tool. Okay? You done it with Katie. You teamed up with Katie. I was at odds with Katie, and it had nothing to do with you. And what did you finally say? You said, F this. I'm not going to sit back and let my friend get trolled. I'm going to stick up for my friend. And you used Katie as a tool to get at me because you're upset at me. The same theme. The same MO. You're upset at me because I am not doing your bidding enough. I'm not on your pages enough commenting. Making videos for you. To defend you, to give you credit. The list goes on and on. Agent 19, you went over his page. Gaslighting Agent 19 against me when I was at odds with him. You did it with Vitriol Vic. You were trolling me with Forrest and Dark Zodiac. The list goes on and on and on, and you justify it all. You make an entangled story up in your mind, a convoluted story, and you pass it off as fact. You create a motive to attack me. So you're justified. So you're trying to make me look like the one that is unjustified. You're trying to make me look like the guilty party. This is your history with me. You say I'm jealous, You say that I'm sensitive. Those are all classic actions of a narcissist to keep that control, to get in my head psychologically. To make me feel that I owe you something, to keep me in your control. Let's go on.
They go on and on about people not having lives. Me laying here doing this is nothing. I've been around all over. And I consider some of you guys friends. I spend a lot of time talking to you. So there's no issue to me doing this. Even if I'm on this live stream an hour, I'm not on you 5 hours a day. I'm actually always out of my house.
Yeah, you record, activities you're doing outside. It doesn't necessarily cover for your entire day. I can do that, but that's your business if that's what you want to do. If you want to mix your YouTube trolling with your, personal life's activity, that's your choice.
Always out and about. He has been hurt. She got emotional was when, because it's such a big place, attached to her, yeah, we're good, yeah, he's trying to pull me one way and another way, and trying to weaponize me. And so what, Katie's fucking, somebody said to me today in an email, they said, when Katie's all full of praise to Booker. Well, that's great, because only a couple of weeks ago she was fucking slating him in front of her child, going on about what kind of a man wears a mask. She'd completely forgotten about fucking Phil at this point.
Yeah, that's the past. We realize there's some awful past between us, mean things that's been said, but that's what coming to a peaceful agreement's about, is putting it, all in the past and moving forward.
So I don't know. I just feel that, yeah. But why should Malibu be bullied and accused by somebody of things that we all know? The person that didn't Trollope take a beautiful photo of me in Peru? How neat was that? I'll take a photo of you. You always wanted to come here, and next time, and get on with it. Listen, and they're all fucking cucking for one another. I don't give a fuck. Do you know what I mean? I don't need people. I can sit and hold my own in a live, and I can chit chat, and I always try and prove what I'm saying. And I'm always, if somebody does me a good deed, I don't throw that back in their face. It could be for tapping, it could be to call for a mate. You suspect that Don Vito is probably more closer to the mark than the rest of us. And I don't think that so-and-so was done. The fact that they're all so adamant, and Katie Childers, as Uval Hades, was sending Paige porn hand over fist. She was getting her friend Lynn to create a swinger site and the Jack and Jill swinger site. So she got Forrest in there with a fuck. Damn. Yeah. Spread it round like fucking a net. What I do not get, and I will never get, is how somebody can have somebody do them a kind turn and do them a solid, and then just fucking turn on them for no other reason than to, show off to new friends, or I don't...
Yeah, she's referring to me. Look, Trollope asked for a video that I had, and I uploaded it for him. And I have a very busy life.